Hi everyone, Morten Ostad here. Welcome to my channel. Several of the videos I've been watching, here in December have been best-ofs from 2024, vinyl tags, CD tags, etc. And some videos have been my top 10, 15, 20 and so forth vinyl records of the year. Some of them just broadly speaking, some of them reissues and finds, and some of them new records. I thought I would show what is my favorite, the favorite albums I've bought on vinyl this year. I'm a little bit unsure about the number. I might edit that later, but it's not going to be a deep dive into the history or what this record does to me or whatever, because it'll take far too long. But maybe I'll make one with some of the basically secondhand whales and so on that I found this year, and surprises. But let's dive into the new releases of 2024 that I have really enjoyed and been very happy with. I think most of my new vinyl this year are probably secondhand, but I would also think that reissues are probably higher in number than new albums. But anyway, I don't want to be negative in my videos initially, but there's the thing about trying to also be honest and also look at things that might not, from my point of view, have worked out the way I want it to, and maybe just annoys me or baffles me. And I want to show one album that's a new album of this year that did not gel with me, just to sort of, balance all the positivity a little bit. And it pains me to say, but Mr. Bernard Butler, good grief. I just found this dreary, surprising in the sense that it does not sound like this is Bernard Butler. Of course, it's been many years since he released solo albums. I have them fairly fresh in mind because, especially his debut album, he re-released in a CD box set a couple of years ago, where he re-recorded his vocals from back then. All that's fine and dandy. I love his two first solo albums. Love, of course, his work with initially with Suede and the Tears and so on. But this is I don't know how to. I don't want to be too negative, but this doesn't seem like that person. The music sounds nothing like it has anything to do with him, really. It's sort of grumpy, rather dull singer-songwriter type music. I don't know how to say it without, plunging into too much negativity, but this was the disappointment of the year for me. So let's start the happy times. So here we go with my favorite new albums of 2024 on vinyl. First, here's Shed 7, A Matter of Time. Shed 7, unfortunately, I don't have enough music of. They are one of those Britpop period bands that were fantastic, still are, records wonderful music, and needed much more attention. I hope to gradually grab more of their albums. This was my first one on vinyl, and it's a really good one, and I wish I'd played it more because, but hey, time. We need a little heavy metal in the mix. I don't buy nearly enough heavy metal, especially of the new variety or newly recorded. This is by no means a new band, but we also need a little Scandinavia in here. So this is the Swedish heavy metal band, or black metal or whatever. I'm not very good with current genres, but this is a band that I've been listening to for a while now. Dark Tranquility. I got into them watching the master of hoppets, a craft brewer, a brewer now, who has his own channel, a Danish guy from the Aalborg area, and he was wearing a Dark Tranquility t-shirt at the time. I think also he went to Gothenburg and brewed with the band, if I remember correctly. But this is their latest End Time Signals. I nearly grabbed their more deluxe version of this, but it cost, I think it was 200 kroner or 300 kroner more, and the cover was not as cool as this. I love Crowded House, Neil Finn, Split Ends, of course, and Crowded House has, well, let's say they reformed a couple of times. Initially, of course, Neil put the boot to the band, or whatever you want to say, and did the Farewell to the World concert and all that in the 90s, and then we had a few years where he was only a solo artist, and then after Paul Hester died, he reformed the band. Nucleus was still Nick Seymour and Mark Hart, and got a new American drummer. Was it Mark Sherrod? And they recorded 2 more albums. Very fine, maybe not quite the way we wanted it, some of us, but that's when I got to see the actual band live a couple of times. I even shook hands with Neil Finn, so that was pretty amazing. And then we got some years where nothing happened again. Then he reformed the band a couple of years back, and I wasn't initially very happy about it because he didn't invite Mark Hart to return. Instead, he invited his 2 sons and Mitchell Froome, producer, on keyboard, and that hurt still is there a little bit, because I thought and still think Mark Hart is an amazing musician and a great guy. So I think the first reunion album got a bit colored by that, and I didn't listen to it as much as I should, even though I bought it in both vinyl and CD formats. But this year they released their second reunion album, so to speak, and it is really wonderful, and I've listened to it a lot. Here we are, Gravity Stairs by Crowded House. I love the the revolver inspired cover art, and I got this on vinyl and CD. I do not own their other work on vinyl, unfortunately, and it came with this beautiful signed insert. So this is a record that I bought online from the band site. Love grunge, love Pearl Jam dearly, so of course a new Pearl Jam album would always make my list. This is Dark Matter. I have 2 copies of this on vinyl because 2 days after I got this one, I bought the Record Store Day version with a different color vinyl, which, again, an album I listen to a lot, and I also, alongside all of their studio albums, I also have them on CD, so again, I wish I'd played it more, to be honest, but again, time, number of records, all that stuff. But if you haven't checked them out for a while, check this album out. It's really, really good. This is damn good rock music from Pearl Jam. A band that I think was it Steve Carlson who inspired me to go out and buy their previous record, and I absolutely loved and adored it. So I was very happy that they released a new album this year. Would I think it was just as cool as when Steve Carlson made me buy, was it Wet Leg? Yes, it is. It's the Lemon Twigs and their A Dream Is All We Know. This is definitely a contender for album of the year. They continue their style expertly without sounding like copycats or lazy or anything, playing that wonderful California 1970s inspired rock music. And I can't praise them enough. I love this band so much. So, what do you do when you leave the choral? Well, you probably end up with a splendid solo career and recording music with lots of people. I don't know because I don't know the members from the choral, but thanks to people in the vinyl community, I became aware of this album, which is absolutely freaking great. I love this album, and I haven't. Sorry, that was my phone alarm going off. Anyway, here is Bill Ryder Jones with Lechida, and again, check it out. I wish I could play samples from all of these through the whole video, but that isn't really the tag or the reason we make this today. It's just to show the records that have meant the most for me this year. Absolutely lovely album. I really recommend it. A band from the late or mid to late 90s that I fell in love with back then, who broke up very early, maybe due to a little bit of a controversy about some visual things and some things that the members of the band said. It was Kola Shaker, and he did release a couple of albums as Jivas, I think, and then since then he's been recording again as Kola Shaker. This year's album is Natural Magic. Wonderful album. If you like, the Kola Shaker sound, this is the way to go. Check this album out, please do. We need Kola Shaker in this world today and their music. Showed this record in another video, which was the 2025 vinyl tag, but it has to be shown again because it's most likely the album I've listened to the most this year, at least of new records. This is, of course, the latest from Travis, the wonderful Scottish band that I have followed ever since, since their second album. I wasn't aware of their first album like most people back in the day. But there you go, Travis and LA Times. Only gripe I have with this is that it feels it's too short. One of my favorite female artists of all time is Carrie Brownstein from Slater K. So back in the day when I started watching Portlandia, I became aware that she had been in a band called Slater K, and I bought the entire box set with all their records up until then without having heard them. Kind of, because I had bought her project from in between Slater K, Portlandia and all that, was called was it Wild Flag, and I really liked that. So of course, since then I've been buying Slater K's albums, and this year's is no exception. Slater K, Little Rope. If you don't know them or you haven't kept up with them, please check them out. They are it's such a wonderful band, and quirky and different guitar work from Brownstein and all that. They're reduced to a duo basically. Of course, they have touring members, but their drummer having left them not before the previous album. Before that, is this their third or fourth album since the reunion? I don't remember, but you should definitely check out Slater K's latest album. Love me some Welsh music. I love Super Furry Animals, and of course I have been keeping up with what Gruff Rhys, the singer-songwriter of the band, let's call him that, has been doing since. Trying to hunt down some of his solo albums on vinyl this year, and I managed to get some, but some of them slipped through my fingers, not least because we were talking £150 or more for a single album. But his latest album is Sadness Sets Me Free, and it's the reason I'm taking it out like this is is a container which in the advertisement flew through space. So if you didn't get this version, you would get this cover, at least on CD. A little more solemn album maybe than his previous stuff, but very much still, in the Gruff Rhys school of making music, and he's a wonderful artist. And again, I can just I recommend all of the records I'm showing in this video, and that's why I'm making it, of course. Who would have thought that Green Day would make a best of the year list for me? But seeing how meanderingly dull, in a way, I felt that their last two couple of albums have been, I grabbed for the first time ever a studio album by Green Day on vinyl. I have a couple of compilations and a live album, I think. But so this is the first of their studio albums that I actually don't own on CD yet. I've been meaning to buy it, but I just think this is so energetic and full of sprite and life, and it's fun and. It engages you, I suppose. So the best from Green Day in years, and I would very much recommend this album, Saviors. This is a very cool half black, half hot pink vinyl, by the way. Should I show you? Yeah. Show you. Now you won't go and see my unboxing video of this. Here we are. This is a couple of more to go, and we have, of course, to show the new Cure album, 16 years in waiting, Songs of a Lost World, absolutely wonderful. I was so happy. It was as solemn and introspective, sad, and all that stuff that I was worried it would be. I wasn't expecting, head on the door type pop songs, but I was hoping this wouldn't be Pornography Part 2, and it isn't. It's absolutely wonderful, but you guys probably already know that. A little bit of Norwegian into the mix here. We've had something Scandinavian, and I will follow up with the fifth album by Aurora. What Happened to the Heart? I've made a couple of Aurora videos this year, part of it because I got a couple of days ago her second and third album finally on vinyl, well, on anything, because I only own Aurora on CD. So I only own Aurora on vinyl, and she just keeps progressing as an artist and kunstner, an artiste. She's amazing, and the Norwegian part of me feels very proud that she's from here. And then I thought I would finish up with a little bit of heavy metal again. It's been a year of highs and lows in the Iron Maiden camp. Iron Maiden, of course, is one of my all-time favorite bands. They're only not quite number one because of the Rolling Stones, and then, Depeche Mode, Iron Maiden, Pearl Jam, Super Furry Animals, and a couple of other bands. They fight for their spot in the top 5. Bruce Dickinson, of course, released the Mandrake Project, his solo album, and very much one of the absolute positive parts of this year. I haven't listened to it lately as much as I should because of time and all that, but with Paul Di'Anno passing, and now the news that Nico McBrain has left the band. Well, he's still in the band in a capacity, but he will no longer be touring with them, and you feel kind of like they're starting to wind up. It's a toll, but Bruce, with all the stuff that he's gone through, really has released an amazing, in my opinion, wonderful solo album with the Mandrake Project, and it allowed me to finish this video with a from that other genre that I love so much, heavy metal. Anyway, guys, that was my favorite vinyl albums of this year. And if you have any comments about that, I would love to hear them. And please leave click a sort of a like type thing. That helps my channel. And if you want to subscribe, that would be lovely. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I thought I would do a shout out. Yeah, I'll just leave the names down here. Let's go for Jack. Some British stuff for Jack, Mike. Do I have any vinyl community people in Wales that I know? No. So Jack, Mike, and Gav. Yeah. So head on over to their channels. They're fine people. Thanks for watching. Bye.